So before we get into this video, I want you to think about something. Every single day, the world is trying to sell you a story. A story about who you are, what you're capable of, what you're worth, and what you should settle for. And here's the scary part. If you don't learn how to sell yourself on your own story, eventually you'll buy somebody else's. That's really what this video is about. Not selling products, not becoming a slick salesperson. It's about learning how to sell your ideas, your value, your confidence, and most importantly, yourself on the life you actually want. And stay with me till the end, because I'm gonna ask you one question that completely changes the way you think about every room you walk into. What feeling are you selling when you walk into a room? Because whether you realize it or not, people are buying or rejecting that feeling every single day. And if this kind of conversation resonates with you, make sure you subscribe. Hit that button for your boy. This channel is all about growth, rebuilding, and figuring out what we're actually capable of when we stop waiting for permission. All right, life is sales. Let me show you what I mean. You ever wonder why some people just get it? Why some people just stay winning no matter what, while others stay losing, even when the odds are stacked in their favor? It's because most people miss one simple truth. Life is sales. Every second, every moment, every conversation, you're selling something. Your time, your vision, your passion, yourself. Whether you realize it or not, you're either selling or being sold to. My name is Matt Johnson, and in this video, I'm gonna break down how becoming a strong seller not only changes your income, but it changes everything. Your confidence, your clarity, your relationships, your future. Because when you really learn how to sell, you stop waiting for life to happen and you start creating it, the life you want. See, you were born into this game. Nobody gave you the rules or a manual, but from the moment you entered this world, somebody's been selling you something. Your parents sold you on how the world works. Your teachers sold you on success. The media selling you fear. Fast food joints selling you sickness. Social media selling you a dream. Everyone's got an angle and everyone's got a pitch. You're walking around every day like you actually have control and choice over the decisions you're making. But nah, you've been getting closed. You're getting closed multiple times a day, every day. That ad on your feed closed you. That late night snack closed your ass. That excuse you told yourself this morning, closed. Now let's clear something up. When I say sales, I'm not talking about standing in a retail store, stiff as a board, sweaty palms, begging for people to buy stuff from you. I'm talking about the purest form of human influence in psychology. Sales is communication. Sales is storytelling. Sales is persuasion. Sales is positioning yourself as valuable and getting other people to believe it as well. That's not just business, that's life. Every room you walk into, every relationship, every interaction is an opportunity to really sell yourself and to sell your value. And it's really a choice. You're either selling your worth or you're letting it slide under the radar, totally undetected. Let's break it down. You want that next job? You better sell them on why you over the next person. You want that girl? You're selling confidence, strength, stability, whether you realize it or not. You want investors for your idea? You're selling belief. You're selling vision. You're selling execution. You want your kids to believe in themselves? You're selling hope. You're selling hard work and discipline. Every area of life requires influence, and influence is sales. You're out there every day trying to convince the world that you're worth something, that you really are valuable, that you're built different. But here's the catch. You don't just say it, you show it with your tone and your presence, with your work ethic and discipline. And this is why taking pride in your physical health is so important. It shows discipline. It shows time management. It also shows that you're consistent and you were willing to make sacrifices that a lot of other people just aren't. Let me ask you something real. What do you want in this life? More money? Freedom? Respect? Trying to build a legacy? Guess what? All of it sits behind a pitch. That pitch might be negotiating a contract. It might be you making a cold call. It might be you looking in the mirror and trying to convince yourself not to quit. But the door does not open unless you make the pitch. Look around you. Every street, every sign, every app, all meant to move something. Billboards, sales. Logos, sales. Song on the radio, yup, it's selling you too. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, sales. Those Netflix thumbnails are selling you an emotion. You click on that thumbnail because something visually makes you want to click. That's the game, man. It's not all about being the best. It's about being the one that stands out. It's about being remembered. And sales is memory. Let's talk about love for a second. Even relationships are sales. You gotta sell trust. You gotta sell honesty. You gotta sell the vision of a future. And on the flip, if someone's toxic, guess what? They sold you bullshit. They packaged their lies in a nice, pretty little box and sold it to you, and you bought it. You bought it because you weren't able to see the difference. Or maybe you were able to see it, but there were other things distracting you, or other things that you were prioritizing. Learn to spot the pitch, good or bad, and your whole life changes. You know the real reason why most people never make it, they never really achieve their goals and their dreams? Because they never learn to sell themselves on themselves. They never really convinced themselves that their dream was really possible. Maybe it was the work, maybe it was the voices of family and friends and their insecurities influencing. They never pitched their vision hard enough and seriously enough to themselves. They were waiting for validation from others. They were waiting for signs, waiting for someone else to believe. You have to pitch that shit every single morning. You wake up and you sell yourself on why you're gonna win today. Don't even start with how. You're gonna sell yourself on why you are going to win, because you are. And you have to believe that. And it's not gonna be because of some motivational quote or because somebody liked your post. It's gonna be because you refuse to lose. Stop hoping and waiting. A real shark steps into the room and commands control the moment they enter it. You ever see a real closer talk? They don't rush. They don't speak fast. They already know that the deal is sealed. And it's that confidence, it's that energy that makes the sell easy, effortless. And where does that energy and that confidence come from? That comes from thousands of reps. That comes from being fearless. That comes from trying to sell. That comes from waking up every morning and closing yourself and making sure that you believe what's going to happen when you leave that door. And then going out there and execute it. That comes from thousands of pitches, thousands of attempts, thousands of no's. But they keep swinging. They keep hustling. And that's how you get good. That's how you get dangerous. By not hearing no, by not accepting that as an answer. When you begin to become so comfortable in handling and overcoming objections that they're not even seen as objections anymore, you actually get excited because you see them as opportunities for you to sell. That's you being able to walk into a room and make the people in that room instantly believe in whatever it is you're selling. Over time, with repetition, it will become so natural that your voice and your presence will not only become valuable in meetings and boardrooms, it will become irreplaceable. Let me ask you this. What feeling are you selling when you walk into a room? Because that's what people are buying or rejecting every single day. You think it's about looks or your credentials? Nah, it's about presence. It's about certainty. It's about how you make other people feel when you speak. Let me tell you something else. Sales don't take weekends off. We've been programmed to believe that when Friday hits, it's like mini vacation mode and we get to relax. Tell me, have you ever seen a lion on vacation? Sales is a mindset. It's a daily discipline. It's about showing up. Showing up when you're tired. Showing up when you're broke. When nobody's clapping for you. Make that call anyway. You send that resume and that cover letter. You run that 5K anyways. Because closers don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. They create it. Every day the world is trying to sell you a story. That you're not enough. That you should settle. That you should just quit and watch from the sidelines while someone else wins. And if you don't fight back with your story and your voice, guess what? Congratulations. Because you just bought their story. And their story ends with you sitting in regret. So what now? You're watching this video because something inside of you knows. It knows you're built for more. It knows you've been playing small. It knows you've been buying the wrong pitch your whole life. Well, now's the time. Now's the time to flip the script. Stop being sold and start selling. Sell your skills. Sell your grind. Sell your passion. You want to change your life? Learn to sell. You don't need a degree. You don't need connections. You don't need a lucky break. Sell your value. And most importantly, sell your dream. Because in that dream, there's hope. And as long as you got hope, it's possible. If you know how to sell, you will never be broke a day in your life. My name's Matt Johnson, and this was your wake-up call. Life is sales. Start hustling.